Welcome to the Spiritual Life Management Podcast, where we help you bring balance in your life and live to your fullest potential. With your host, Gretchen Smith. Hey guys, hey, how are you today? Welcome to another episode of Spiritual Life Management Podcast. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you so much for joining me. So, how's your mindset? Are you doing okay? Every once in a while, we need to tune into ourselves and do a little mindset check. Yep, that's right. It's all about the mindset today. Have you ever heard the phrase, mindset is everything? I really think it is. Our mindset is the driving force behind being optimistic or pessimistic. It's how our attitude is formed. It's how we show up in the world, how we show up in the environment at work, or in our relationships. It even shapes our self-esteem and our confidence, which is a biggie. Mindset is also key to your personal growth, wanting to change, being willing to learn, or even improve your life in general. Yep, it's true. The mindset is predominantly what we live by and what will profoundly affect the way you live your life. So just to get your wheels turning a little bit, what do you think comes first, attitude or mindset? Does your attitude form your mindset? Does your mindset form your attitude? Yes, it's your mindset. Your mindset does. If you are tuned in, you can catch your mindset. You can formulate your mindset, which will determine your attitude. There are two types of mindset. There's growth mindset, and there's fixed or limited mindset. And I do use fixed and limited interchangeably, so notice that while I go throughout the podcast. They're basically the same thing. So the mindset you adopt determines your altitude, as they say. That's how willing you are to grow, change, see different perspectives, be happy, or on the flip side, sad or depressed. Your mindset determines those key items. And mindset determines your success in life as well. So you can see mindset is pretty freaking important. Mindset work is not something everyone has to do. However, once you see how it can shape your life will change for the better. You know, reflecting back, I think I was really very fortunate. As a child, we would have family dinner every night. There was always conversation at the table that we would partake in. If something good, bad, or ugly went down, it was talked about at the dinner table. It was our conversation. When I think back about this time, I recall topics coming up, and then I can hear my mom's voice in my head saying things to my sister and myself, like, well, how do you think Angela felt when Teddy said that to her? How could you have made her feel better? Gretchen, if you were in her shoes, how would you feel? Or, what if you approached your art project from a different mindset? How could you change your thoughts and have a more positive attitude? Yep, a lot of talk about changing our thoughts, creating a different mindset, thinking about how other people would feel, creating that positive attitude. Or how about this one? This is key. I would hear this all the time. Thank you, Mom. Thank you. How about this? With an attitude like that, blank, you fill in the blank, how would you expect you'll do? And that was usually when I had a pretty crappy attitude about something. She would check me on it. So yeah, with an attitude like that, anyhow, as a child, there was a lot, and I mean a lot of talk about feelings, mindset, attitude, perspective. My mom instilled this in us, and now I thank her for it. My dad, on the other hand, was a more silent supporter, yet fairly open-minded. Then there was the woo-woo program that my parents went to for a while, and I got the kids' version. So did my sister. This was just another great opportunity and exposure to mindset, manifesting, visualization, and so on. However, I didn't realize the importance of it as a child. To me, mindset, attitude, positivity, energy, good vibes, This was just all a way of life, and this is how we would talk from time to time in my household. But about 10 years ago, mindset showed up in my life in the form of a book. Mindset by Carol Dweck became assigned reading for myself and other upper-level corporate managers. It was part of our personal book club, our personal development club, whatever you want to call it. But I love the book. It was a great reinforcement to my base knowledge that I had as a child, and it had some great tips and tools in it too for how I could take it to the next level in the corporate environment, if you will. Growth mindset just isn't for individuals. More and more companies are teaching their employees about mindset because mindset in the workplace is all about creating an environment of empowerment, support, creativity, and innovation. We live in a competitive society where we all must grow to stay relevant and successful. Carol Dweck, PhD, a Stanford professor, has poured over 20 years of research into mindset. She has discovered that mindset creates our whole mental world. Yep, I'm going to say it again. It creates our whole mental world. That is pretty flippin' huge. Not only are companies applying mindset to their organizations, but individuals like you are too. Currently, mindset and mindset coaches are all the rage. Understandably so, in my opinion. In my own experience, from a very early age, mindset was my everything. I experienced how limiting mindset holds us back, and growth mindset was the gateway to infinite possibility. However, some are raised with a lot of fixed mindset and limiting mindsets or beliefs that hold them back. Additionally, as we grow and we have new experiences in life, at times we may place limiting beliefs upon ourselves. Yes, it's true. We do it to ourselves. I have done this, and it happens to everyone. So, for instance, let's talk about speaking. Public speaking is known to be one of the world's and people's greatest fears. So, let's look at speaking out loud in class as a child. Whether we were having to give a speech or being called upon by a teacher for an answer. And perhaps you stumbled upon your words or gave an incorrect answer. Maybe you were teased or you felt foolish and you decided you were not comfortable at all with public speaking. Yep, you're not good at speaking. I will never talk in front of groups. I'm not good at it. Hello, you just created a limiting or fixed mindset about speaking. So let's delve into fixed mindset versus growth mindset and what they look like. So an example of, let's just use the speaking situation that I was just talking about. An example of a limiting or fixed belief about speaking is simply, I'm not good at speaking. A growth mindset, on the other hand, is, I'm open to taking a speaking class or to further develop my experience with speaking. Another example might be, I'm overweight, my family is all overweight, and it's just who we are. Versus an open or a growth mindset of, I'm open to developing healthy eating habits and learning about new fitness programs to reduce my weight. Another great example is, they're wrong, I am right, I don't care what they have to say. Come on. Yes, you know that example. We've all been there where you're like, I know I'm right, they're wrong, right? Well, a growth mindset would be, I'm willing to listen to feedback and consider their opinions and other options. Another great example of a limited or a fixed mindset is, I don't care how she feels, versus a growth mindset of, I'm willing to be more empathetic and understand her situation. Okay, so those are just a few examples of what a fixed or a limited mindset looks like versus the growth mindset. We could go all day talking about different examples, but I think you get the picture. So where do you find yourself? Are you more of a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? Well, did you know we can actually be both? Maybe you can have a little bit more of one than the other, but you can have both. We can have specific areas in our life or even most areas where we are growth mindset, and a few areas, like let's just say public speaking again, where it's a fixed mindset. The key is being able to recognize what you are fixed on and being open to, or being open to failure. Failure, after all, isn't failing. It's learning, practicing, and perfecting, then succeeding. Sometimes staying in the fixed mindset is simply about the ego. The ego is keeping you playing it safe or small. You are comfortable with what you know, what you can control, what you think, and you're truly limiting your life by keeping yourself in a bubble of limitation. Now, awareness comes into play here, and awareness is key. Are you aware of how you are holding yourself back? Open your mind up to exploring the obstacles you are facing in your life. Are you open to changing and moving through these? Ask yourself, are these obstacles here hindering or providing me opportunities for personal growth? You see, a growth mindset is about taking some risk in life, living life courageously, not being afraid to try something new, thinking outside of the box, or taking a good hard look at yourself and being completely honest with the bullshit that is holding you back from who you want to be, where you want to go, and what you want to do with your life. It's about being open-minded to constructive criticism, that when you embrace it and apply it, you can better your life. And that right there can be really, really freaking hard for most people to do. Carol Dweck says, growth mindset teachers tell students the truth and give them the tools to close the gap. Yes, that's right. It may be difficult to hear the truth, but when you hear the whys of it, take note, because that is where you're going to close your gap. If you are ready to make changes in your life and further embrace a growth mindset, here's some tips for you. Welcome a challenge and see it as an opportunity to grow. Learn to recognize when something isn't working and try something different, like a different learning tactic or skill. There's no one-size-fits-all model for learning, you know. What works for one may not work for you. So keep on trying. Another tactic is acknowledge and embrace your imperfections. Hiding from your weakness means that you'll never overcome them. So if you really want to grow, you've got to acknowledge and embrace your imperfections. Another great tool is to replace the word failing with learning. Personally, I don't really believe in the word failure. It's always learning, perfecting, and then success. Another amazing tactic is to cultivate a sense of purpose. Dweck's research also showed that students with a growth mindset had a greater sense of purpose. Another super awesome tool is to keep the big picture in mind and always focus on growth over speed. Growth is a process and it takes time, and we don't all grow and learn at the same speed. So, growth is a process. Also, stop seeking approval. When you prioritize approval over learning, you sacrifice your own potential for growth. Another amazing tip is to provide regular opportunities for reflection. What that looks like is possibly having a journal. It's a great way to reflect back on your own growth journey. Sometimes we don't realize how far we've come. Another really great tip is to use the word yet. Start using that in your vocabulary. Dweck says, not yet has become one of her favorite phrases. Whenever you see students struggling with a task, she says, just tell them they haven't mastered it yet. I just love that. I truly believe that learning is a process, and the growth mindset is that process. You just haven't mastered it yet. Also, I really am a fan of learning from other people's mistakes and successes. I personally use this myself, and I didn't even realize this was part of the growth mindset. When I was back in my corporate career, I would often look at other locations' scorecards. I would always see what levers they were utilizing to excel in a certain category or not. And I would watch and learn from other people's mistakes as well as successes and apply it to my own operations. I found it highly useful. So pay attention to what other people are doing that really helps elevate them to the next level, as well as their mistakes. A growth mindset is also all about new growth. It's about upping your game and continually making new goals for yourself. Growth mindset people know how to constantly create a new goal to keep themselves stimulated and to continue to push themselves. We talked about risk earlier and being courageous. Taking risks is also a great way to expand your growth mindset. Don't play small, let go of your ego, and be open to taking risks. And last but not least, take ownership over your attitude. Your mindset can help propel you into a great, winning, positive, magical attitude. Take ownership over your attitude. Recognize when it's going the wrong direction. All right, so there you have it. Once you develop a growth mindset, own it. Acknowledge yourself as someone who possesses a growth mentality and be proud to let it guide you throughout your education, your career, or into your personal life and relationships. Those are some proven tips to help you with a growth mindset. Yes, you can take these tips and help your mindset. So why are mindset coaches so popular right now? A mindset coach works with his or her clients to uncover the beliefs, blocks, behaviors, habits, and patterns of thinking that prevent them from living the life or creating the business they desire. A mindset coach takes these insights into what makes their clients tick. The mindset coach uses a range of reprogramming techniques to banish those blocks and replace them with ones that serve their client. It can take a week to several weeks of creating new habits and patterns for them to take hold of and become new healthy mindset patterns in your life. Mindset coaches are the true experts. By working with a mindset coach in this way, the coach helps pave the way for faster results and for greater transformation that actually is lasting and creates a success in your life. If you are just tuning into this podcast for the first time, you may not know that I'm a spiritual holistic life coach. What I think makes me a little bit unique is that I like to blend mainstream life skills, coaching, and learning modalities with that of spirituality and energy work. With this unique blend, you can really take your life to the next level, truly living your best life. A growth mindset can help you live your best life. Additionally, it can help you see limitless possibilities, boosting your manifestations, and working with the law of attraction. It is just amazing what you can do with your life. A growth mindset will help you raise your vibration. You will generally feel better and happier. And who doesn't want that? I hope you enjoyed this episode with all these mindset tips and tools. And hey, if you're looking for someone to help coach you along the way for faster, quicker, and long-lasting results, look me up, DM me, let's connect. You can find me on Instagram at Gretchen Smith Coaching, as well as on Facebook at Spiritual Life Management. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you again for tuning in. I so appreciate you. Namaste. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Spiritual Life Management Podcast. If you enjoyed this program, please subscribe and leave a review so that we may grow our audience.